Hello everyone, I'm Anirudh Jagna and I'm doing a subject ENGG851 Research Methods and my topic is remote health monitoring. Let me go through the content what I'm going to explain to you. Like what is remote health monitoring and what does this study means, and recent trends in remote health monitoring, limitations and research design, questions, advantages, and finally conclusion. So let me start with what does this study mean? Like when did this start, remote health monitoring started? Like in the history, like 1949, Holter Monitor is the first person to find out the solution for cardiac patient monitoring. And then eventually 1989, the Medphones are the first telemedicine people who invented patient diagnosis and treatment via telemedicine platform. And 2000, there's a new way of history called remote robot surgery, and that is way new for remote health monitoring. And what is all this about? Like recent trends in monitoring and different types of health monitoring are available right now, and issues in remote patient monitoring. So let me start with the findings. What did I find from this? There is a future, and that future for remote health monitoring is boundless. And the important issue with remote health monitoring is security and privacy. So let me go through how does it work. Like this is a guy who transfers the patient data to the doctor sitting remotely and goes patient online. And that is the patient laptop and the doctor who is diagnosing with each other like man to man. And which in turn, he gives some medical records and he diagnostics and writes some prescription. That's a treatment and diagnosis. And finally, the patients are able to get the medicine what he wants. So let's talk about the trends. Like how did the trends evolve all these years from 1949 to 2015? Like advancement in technology. That's a huge platform where remote health monitoring evolved many times. And as existing specialized medical technologies with pervasive wireless variable health monitoring sensor. That is another way of sensing the remote patient monitoring health systems. And this system is very important to elderly persons with cardiac problems. And for continuous monitoring, these are the only devices like we can use for the patients to monitor all 24/7. And the other important factor is using smartphone. Nowadays, smartphone is growing exponentially, and the remote health monitoring devices can be used in the platform and smartphone as an application, which gives a useful for the patients. Now, this is what I call the Bluetooth via Bluetooth monitoring. Like this is a smartphone, which every smartphone has a Bluetooth option, and which in turn gives the continuous and wireless connectivity to the internet, which the other end of the person reads the data and communicates with the telemedicine teleport, and which gives in the platform of the doctor can analyze the patient's data, and which in turn gives a signal or message back to the patient like what he is in the condition of. So this Bluetooth monitoring is the newest trend as a platform for smartphone analysis. Like adoption of this technology is rapid, and 2/3 of the physicians and 42% of public users, and the rest 73% are consumers, which like normal people tend to use to analyze their health monitoring purpose. Another way of monitoring is the variable monitoring. When the elderly people walk around the house or somewhere, they are not used to the smartphones, or if they feel unconscious, they're unable to touch the smartphones. So this is the way they are connected to the hospitals. Like they have a wristband or any variable devices or wireless communication which is connected to the GPS or the cell phone, in turn gives the internet, and which gives all the details to all three persons for emergency, host family, and the physician. So this communication process is very good, and the important of more of this health becomes an important factor for telemonitoring purposes. And the variable sensors can be inexpensive. Like this is very cheap products like available there. So all the microprocessors are down and inexpensive, which can be an ambiguous healthcare system which contains a wireless body area network. And we talk about the limitation. Yes, there's a new trend available. They should have a limitation of monitoring. Yes, these devices do have some limitations with monitoring. The first one is just these devices are just doing the job of a physician, but they are not a general physician, and they are not having the experience of a physician. So the patient are transmitting the data wirelessly, which gives the wireless transmission can be a big huge problem, and other way around, like signal losses, data losses, and that cannot be 100% recovery. Error encoding. All these applications are coded by a human being who sits behind a computer and gives an application code, which in turn, in other way around, which we give. Like if a human gives an error in code, a system has an error, and which gives us a false detection of monitoring. And security and privacy. Internet is a huge place where we send the data through and the person who receives it. So anybody can tamper the solutions over there and there and get the privacy and data security of the medical records can be out. So for all these analysis and security purposes, the research design has been given. Like the first case was the study like Dr. ADO, Department of Biomedical Engineering, found the first solution like how to determine if remote health monitoring is secure and it is reliable. And he focused on one case scenario on one subject, like if a person is having a chronic disease, he is getting to one person detected. And the recent development technology has given various types of monitoring devices which can be used for patients' medical as the patient's medical records depend on each other. And this is the proto design he developed. Like this is the sensor level. There are three types of sensor. Like if a patient has a monitor device with him, when he feels unconscious, nobody is there to detect and send a message. So that time the ECG level and oxygen level, temperature, humidity, everything senses, and that gives into personal server, which is a telemedicine server, which in turn gives the medical and care emergency care the to and fro message, and the medical server level will go high and the person get the medical records. And these are the software and platform and hardware that type of prototype has. Like it uses GPS, Bluetooth, LAN, and card. That's an important point. Like classification recognition tree. That's a very big, huge part for data mining the person uses. And this type of software is there for remote health monitoring, which gives an intern real-time feedback for the patient to the doctors. So, what is this telemonitoring or the remote monitoring goes? Like there's a market growth from 2012 and it peaks up to the 2017. The devices and the services and the growth is exponential. So all this remote health monitoring has one simple question: can we interest on remote health monitoring technologies for patient monitoring? So this is the only question arises every time when we use this monitoring device. Can we interest? Are they reliable or not? So that's the new advantages we have right now to prove that it is reliable. Like it is a mobile care system has significant 100 recovery rate. Like if you use a mobile telecommunication system underneath a single platform or a small radius of survey, that the data is 100% recovery. And it offers a wide range of monitoring, which gives like if a person who is for cardiac problem but has a different problem afterwards, it also detects that. And continuous monitoring. So the patient is not only monitored when he switches on his application or something. It is monitored for 24/7 and it is very reliable. Also maximize patient mobility. Like the patient doesn't need to move here and there for his medical records and there, so it can maximize. Like it can be a constant way when he needs an emergency case, and he can be contacted anytime, anywhere. So the conclusion is to upgrade the remote health monitoring system or devices which they are used for. Like the customized OS, the smartphone ranges are developing each day and by. So there will be a new upgrade model for each remote health monitoring systems. And remote health monitoring system is here to stay for future, and the medical care is boundless. The last part is like remote health monitoring is not just for monitoring purpose. It will and should grow for the users community and help each other and serve efficiently in emergency situations. So that's what remote health monitoring does. Thank you.
Man.